And then one day it's gone. Time runs out. Usually before most people are, are finished doing whatever they're doing. There's so many different things I feel I should talk about, but it seems like it's difficult to find the time and motivation lately. And then when I do, there seems to be some some wrench thrown into things. I used to probably misinterpret a lot of that stuff as maybe I was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing, or I mean I definitely probably was at least some of the time. But the I think at least some of it lately is, if not all of it, is getting interference from the Satan to try to stifle any real good that I'm trying to do. Now that I'm not wholly just making making up nonsense or talking about my own my own mental midget interpretations of life and my own flawed perspective. Lately, it's been kind of weird. The I have a hard time with dealing with certain nonsense like taxes. I mean, it's definitely been an improvement over how I handled things last year, but it's still a long way to go. There's I mean, everything has a purpose, and most things are multifaceted, if not so many facets that they're beyond human comprehension. But the two most simple things for annoying and stressful and painful things is like taxes and dealing with the government and a faceless bureaucracy of a rat's nest of paperwork that doesn't make any kind of sense. It is both a consequence of people's actions, something that they have to deal with as a to balance the scales for their previous bad acts. And the other one is a to help to refine a person. One thing about good character or a person's character traits that most people don't acknowledge. I definitely didn't really. I for a long time I always thought I was like a really mild mannered person and slow to anger and you know how most people would have perceived me in the past. Many even now, if they saw most of my interactions with people. But the truth is that is that's not entirely true for a person. Their true character is not it's not who they are when they when everything's good and everything's easy and everything runs smooth. A person's real character is who they are and how they behave when things aren't easy and they aren't smooth and they really kind of suck. At least that's how people see situations that they don't like, that they suck. So I didn't I was ascribed my my short temper and my anger and things like that to a series of situation that I had to deal with due to a series of extremely poor life choices, and that it was that situation that I was in that was things that other people did that changed my character But the truth is, all that situation did, and the people that were there, all they did was bring out the real me. The monster, the monster that was always hiding in there. I mean, there's definitely a certain point where it becomes I don't want to say like less a person's fault or something, but it's there's something there, some point where it becomes like somewhat out of a person's control. One of the times where that's really true is there's pretty few and far between. There's always choices a person can make to either remove themselves from the situation or to turn around and face it, and to at least make an attempt to rectify things or to make the situation as best they can. But most of the time, I know for myself anyway, my natural tendency was to run and escape and evade any kind of confrontation for as long as humanly possible, until eventually I just couldn't stand it anymore. And when I finally did turn and face it, it was like snapping. Just go from like everything is fine, I'm a super nice guy, to a raging monster. That's not healthy, not at all. Not in the physiological sense, and not in the spiritual sense. I've had some kind of weird dreams last week or two. I've heard Rav Mizrachi say that most dreams are nonsense. And it's only like the dreams that a person has when they like right before they wake up early in the morning, that really have any possible significance other than just like an auto-generated jumble of people's thoughts in their mind before, from the previous day. And most of the time, even dreams that kind of seemed important or seemed like they would stand out more than others, I really had a hard time trying to like get anything of value out of them. So they really are, or were just shtiot nonsense. But the I had a couple in the last week or so, especially the one I had this morning that were I was able to get something from. The one from this morning was really weird. It was like some kind of secret agent or something, part of some like team of spies or something in some foreign country, and we were doing something on land somewhere, and then I can't remember what we were doing, but the one of the ways that we got out of wherever it was, and like one of the last parts of this mission we had to do was flying some helicopter over the ocean. It was like a chopper with no doors. We're just like sitting in there, and like we'd like throw something out or pick something up or something from the ocean. I can't remember. What it was. But after we did that last thing, we got to land somewhere in some other country where we had to do like a land crossing through like a border check or something to get back to like friendly territory, so to speak. And we all had like forged documents or something, like ID and passport. And when we were going through the border check, the border patrol guard was like giving me the third degree about my ID and my passport and stuff. And he's, I mean, it was definitely fake, but I had to like make up all these stories and to explain to him like why and how they were real. And he was like going through my wallet, looking at all this stuff, and there was like pieces of ID and photographs and and like printed documents that looked like they had been in the wallet so long that they like transferred impressions of the images onto each other. Like one piece of ID had like a transfer, of part of the image of a photograph of this dog. And then there was like two forms of ID, like some kind of cards that were tucked together, and they both had like a matching bite taken out of the corner. And he was like asking me about the dog, and like trying to tell me like why, how my ID or my passport or something was fake, and why should he believe me, that or why should he let me through or whatever. And he was asking me like questions about this dog, and I was like trying to tell him that see, the ID is real and all this stuff is like old. It's been in here for like years and years. All the I've been here so long, they're like sticking together. And I trained this dog super well, and tell him to do all this stuff. And he started looking at the photos of this dog, and he's like, he started like kind of arguing with me about how well I trained the dog. He's like, "Did you really train him that well?" And I was like, "Well, no, not. I mean, I think I said something like I trained him like, you know, perfectly or something." That's, obviously not true. Can't be true, but I had to correct what I said. I was like, well, not perfectly, but I trained him to where he could, he would sit and stay. He would come when you call him, and he would not eat food unless he had permission. The weird thing was there was like a picture of a dog that I used to take care of in these photos. But that wasn't the dog that I was talking about. The dog that I was talking about in this dream was like a Rottweiler, which is kind of weird because I've never had a Rottweiler or spent a whole lot of time. Definitely never trained a Rottweiler. When I excuse me, when I first woke up, I didn't. I just thought it was like another weird dream. Didn't make any sense other than I'm a secret agent man behind enemy lines, like some ridiculous nonsense dream someone would have after they watched like a James Bond movie, or some dream a kid would have or something like that. But then I started thinking about it, and I realized I was a dog. I'm definitely not trained perfectly. Not even close. And even the tricks, so to say, that I've been training myself to do are still fail sometimes, because the inherent nature is so ingrained. It's so easy to forget the training the person goes through, or they put themselves through to refine their character and to try to fulfill the will of God the best that they can. They It's still a constant battle forever until they die. To always realize that there's a wild, the nature of a wild animal that's inside them that they have to overpower. The other dream I had was about a week or so ago. It was kind of similar, but it was not. It was like foreign land kind of thing, but it was like vacation. It was like a kind of vacation stupid people take that they before they really think things through. It seemed like I was in Japan or something with like my cousin or something like that, and we went. We were like staying at some like hotel, like a small hotel place that appeared to be run by some like yakuza gangsters or something. But they were definitely not high level gangsters. They were like 2-bit gangsters, but they had enough to have this hotel. We went up to this restaurant in the hotel to eat, but we're eating food that we got from like outside the place. And my cousin thought it was going to be okay to eat there, but then we go to sit down and they're like, no, you can't eat here. No outside food. Can't you read? So we had to go eat outside. And afterwards, we we go back to these gangsters like apartment that my cousin knew, and I don't know why exactly we were there. We're supposed to like get some kind of redeem some kind of weird like gangster vacation coupon or something. And I was like trying to ask him like, dude, why are we even here? This doesn't make any sense. Well, this is dumb. And I realized that I lost my passport somewhere in like a park earlier in the day. My cousin was trying to tell me like, dude, you need to get a fake passport anyway, because otherwise you won't be able to go home. I was like, I don't know if that's going to work out very well. But for some reason I had the idea that these gangster guys stole the passport. So anyway, we're sitting there haggling over these fake passports or something, and my cousin gets like a decent one, although I have no idea if it would actually work to get anywhere. But the one that they gave me was just ridiculous. It was like for some dude who was like 90 years old, and the passport itself was so old it wasn't like a real passport. It was like a card. It was like a tiny little card in a folder that was just like typed up on a typewriter. And I was thinking, for one, this is wrong. Why am I even here? These guys are criminals. This thing is not only worthless, but they probably took this off some dead guy. Maybe they killed. Who knows? I need to get back to this park to try and find my real passport so I can get out of this place. If a person really looks, they can find important lessons in pretty much everything. What are you guys learning lately? I gotta go get something to eat because the body needs food. And without it, I have a tendency to regress into acting like a wild beast. Hope everyone's doing well. Talk to you guys later.